I've got a list of agenda item things here, but I would like to hear from you also what it is that you are having the hardest time with being stuck at home. For some of you, it's exercise. I have I'm part of the CrossFit community. At least I consider myself part of the CrossFit community. And I know my CrossFit people that I hang out with at 5:30 in the morning or 5 o'clock at night. We're losing our minds right now because we're used to that socialization part of it, and we don't have that. CrossFit is CrossFit. A lot of it's exercise, but as you will learn from any really good CrossFit gym, mine specifically, Coda in Oklahoma City, that a lot of it is family, a lot of it is community, and a lot of us are, we're stuck at home. And for those of you who have always contemplated, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to start going to the gym, I'm going to start going out walking, we all do that. Now is a good time to get in those routines and habits, and I've got a list of things here that I'm going to cover for you guys, and one of them is routines and habits. Those, I think, are the things that are going to keep us sane, is our exercise routines, our getting up and doing the things we normally do routines. Those of you who are working from home, who have never had to work from home before, you are learning what a lot of entrepreneurs have to learn early on, is that whether or not you go into an office or whether or not you have a home office or whatever that is you have to get into a regular routine. I've floated in between having a home office and traveling and having a big fancy office. And those of you that work from home know that you have to get up at a certain time. You have to shower. You have to, you have to shave. You have to do all of those things. Or if you don't, you're going to get lazy. And number one, you're going to stink. Nobody wants to stink, but you're going to get into very bad habits. So for those of you who this is your first time working from home, please get into a routine just like everything else. Get up your Google Calendar and just plan out your day just like you normally would, because we have to be in this for a long haul. And those habits, those financial planning habits, those food habits, those fitness habits, those are the things that are going to keep us insane. I'm not going to beat up too much of you guys on fitness, but for those of you that are used to going up and getting out and have active movement, that is going to be a little bit harder when you're working from home. So you're going to actually have to consciously think about that. You may normally get up in the morning, do a shower, shave, get in your car, drive back and forth to the parking lot. You're not doing that anymore. So you're going to have to basically fake that. Do what I just did. Walk a mile around the block, walk to the stop sign at the end and walk back. And that's your morning walk. Something else that I think is an interesting routine that we could easily get out of the habit of, I mentioned keep yourself clean or showering, is even though you don't have any place to be, get up and shower and shave. So I've already showered and shaved. I put on what people call my road construction shirt, my bright orange shirt, and I'm at my desk. And I don't always... I'd be lying if I'd say I was 100% on this routine, but I'm fairly consistent when it comes to getting up, getting to work, getting a cup of coffee. It's time for a sip because it's getting cold. Oh, bulletproof coffee. That's going to be the death of me. And by the way, if you have any recommended coffee brands you think I should try, let me know, because I'm in the mode of experimenting. I've lived with Folgers long enough, so if you have anything else, I may hop down to some of my favorite local coffee brands and pick up something, a bag from each one of them also. But getting back to the routines thing, that's the thing I think that's going to really keep us sane at home, is just keeping in our routines. Something else I had down here is that for those of you who really are short on time, now is a really good time to maybe start going through your house and cleaning and purging. One of the things I think we're going to learn as a result of all this is that we have a plethora and an abundance of things. We never think we have enough time, but we have enough time for the things that are important. We all, I think, kind of get to be pack rats after a while, and just for me, if you tell me to, buddy, I'll do it for you on a regular basis. I can, because I'm obviously going to be stuck at this desk a lot more. But I think I'm personally going to go through and start doing some cleaning and some purging of things. You don't see it here. This is an office that we're relatively new in. By new, I mean a year. And I've still got boxes here of stuff. And it's time for me to empty out these boxes, either throw away some stuff or get a little bit organized. I have no excuse now because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not having any client meetings. I'm not traveling. I was supposed to be in Florida. We're supposed to travel to Florida, I think, Sunday, and then come back. Tuesday, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm due to go out again in June and September and December, and there's plenty of other business trips sprinkled in there, but I've got no reason now to not do some of the stuff that I'm going to do in the house that I've been over to do in the house on a regular basis. So look at your garage, look at the stuff around your house. It may be a good time for some cleaning and purging because you've got a little bit of extra time. For me personally, the constant stream of news is going to kill me. I think some people can deal with it. I'm not going to say I can't deal with it, but it's the constant nonstop noise. I'm not going to, bitch about politics or conservative or liberal. I really don't care about that stuff. If you've had any conversation with me, I just don't care about that stuff. But I personally cannot have a constant stream of updates. It's hard for our kids to understand that since they are not in school, that it's not a routine. And so this is a good chance, and I'm sure you teachers that have kids are doing this also, but this is a good chance to teach our kids, I think, also that routines are important and the regular learning is important. And just because I'm not sitting in the classroom or I'm not on the bus at 7 or 8 o'clock like I normally would be, I'm at home. And being at home, then we have to get them into regular routines also. Not only that, we have to keep them out of our hair. That's something else that I think we're going to run into a challenge also, is we're going to be around family a lot more. Friends, not so much, because our friends might make us sick and kill us. But we're going to be around family a lot more. And so we are going to have to learn to get along with people a lot better. There's something to be said. There's something to be said for having some separation from family, having a break from them, and I think that's always good, and that's easy when family lives far away. But sometimes it's good, like if like you and your spouse separate in the morning, do your thing, and then come back in the evening. Well, we're not doing that anymore, so you're going to have to learn some boundaries and some separation there also. And again, I'm far from a relationship expert, so I have no particular advice there. I just know that it's something we have to do. And a lot of the things that go on in my head are challenges or issues that I know we're having that I don't have solutions for, but at least we're talking about the problems we're going to have staying at home all the time. One of the other challenges, I think, and I think I touched briefly on this, on the health and fitness thing, is that if you, I think it's very easy for people that stay in a single building or a single room all the time to become, to get a little bit unhealthy when it comes, so obviously for physically, but obviously emotionally. So this may be a time for you to look at your personal space and whether or not, by personal space, I mean like the walls around you, and whether or not they kind of put you in a good mood. For example, I've been looking at me back here, and I put that up a while back for my live streams. I always love it when my fingers go in opposite directions. But I put this back up a while for my live streams to break up the wall. But I think I need some more artwork here to basically make this space. I mean, there's stuff behind the computer you can't see. But to basically make this space, I'm going to have to be spending days and months in a little bit more uplifting, a little bit more inspirational. So we may have to redecorate a little bit to keep our moods up. I'm kind of curious, of any tips that you've started implementing or any habits that you've started implementing when it comes to your daily routine to keep your sanity. Something else we've done for a while here in my house, and we're obviously started doing a lot more. Got the coffee burps. Is getting used to all these delivery services and curbside services. Every single restaurant, as far as I know, is closed here in the city for sitting, for socialization, things like that. If I'm not mistaken, even like Starbucks is completely closed for walking in. So I've got to take a cool gift card I got from a friend of mine, Donna. So learn how to use Postmates. Learn how to use Uber Eats. I'd say learn how to use Amazon Prime, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I thought I heard that like Amazon was shutting down warehouses for everything that wasn't, medically or health related. Does anybody have any more information on that, or was that like a dream state I was in? I thought I heard that like regular, all the stuff we take for granted and order through Amazon, a lot of that is going to basically shut down, if I'm not mistaken. For anyone who has high school kids who are having homeschooling challenges, it may help to get somebody who may be like an entry-level college instructor involved, or even a mid-level to upper-level college instructor involved on those things. And by the way, if you have a kid that's crazy smart, that absorbs a lot of knowledge, now may also be a good time to throw some even harder challenges at them to push their limits. I'm not going to give advice as an educator because I'm not in that area, but I do know that early on in this crisis, there were people dropped some resources about some of those universities and colleges that have free courses online. And so I've dabbled in those a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Stanford has some free courses that you can take online, and Harvard and some of those really upper level universities just have free courses you can take online. So if you have a student who basically has done all the work or is looking for challenges, that may be a good resource to send them to. Is, hey, go take a free online class at Stanford. It doesn't count towards any school credit. Yeah, for anybody for anybody who has a child who wants to do anything marketing, advertising, or technology related, reach out to me, either private message me on Facebook or text me, for those of you that have my number, and I will get you some resources there, because that's my specialty. So like right here, Kelly's son is learning Python, looks like at Khan Academy. Academy. Coding is a brilliant skill to have. I can't remember what age Kelly's son is, but I was learning coding when I was, goodness gracious, before I even knew what girls were. So that would be like maybe 9 or 10. That's when I was learning computer coding, and that changed my life. Learning technology at a young age, that has served my life very well. Learning technology type things at a very young age, because our world is just getting more and more and more tech centric. I learned that recently when I got an Apple card. How basically I have a completely virtual credit card now, and I don't even need a physical card. Sherry, guys, who is my buddy when it comes to mental health, there's a significant mental health value in not pushing academics if your hunch is that connection or stress reduction is better for your family during this weird time. And she brings up a very, very good point here. So pay attention to her, what she said right there. It's good to not push it, but I just think we have to keep our kids on that educational path without shoving it down their throats, because they need something to do also. I was chatting with a friend of mine who's in Chicago, and she has a couple of brilliant kids, and they're just losing their minds staying at home all of the time. It's just what our reality is. But we just need to keep our kids educated, because they're going to have to manage this for us in the future. Good point right here. We need to support our local businesses as best as we can. This will be probably I would imagine that this, and Alan can speak better than this to anybody else, as can I, that your small mom and pop shops, and trust me, I know Vintage is a definitely mom and pop shop, because I know the mom and pop, these are going to be the businesses that are going to be harder hit. So it's time to get creative, and it's time to get creative in all of our lives, whether it comes to education, whether it comes to business. By the way, something else I can personally offer, because I do a lot of remote work with different people around the world, is if you ever want to figure out how to do something like this, like a live stream or a class remotely, or if you're a teacher and you want to start developing like an online class that someone can take for free or someone can pay for, private message me and I will show you how to set up stuff like that. Most of that, we do it for, a very high dollar, high budget amount, but there are so many inexpensive and free ways for you to do stuff like record a 5 video course for someone and excuse me right there, my computer got weird, record a 5-video course for someone like Gina, who's great in math, and put that up online for someone to take 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This technology thing that we're all used to, I've got a monitor here and a monitor here and a microphone here and cameras and lights, that's something that we're all going to have to get good at for remote meetings, for remote teaching sessions. And so that's some of the stuff that I'm good at. I'm good at helping people develop online courses. I'm good at marketing and advertising. I'm good at programming languages, and everything else I'm just kind of so at. I'm very good at socializing and networking, but I'm going to have to learn to do that with all this right here. So for those of you that tuned in and watched today, tag someone who needs to watch this, if you would please. Obviously share this with your community to see if it would benefit from them. And Trina asked earlier if I'll do these on a regular basis. And if you guys think that, a daily check-in like this or a semi-weekly check-in or something would be useful for you, you guys let me know. And, as long as I can do it within a single cup of coffee, that coffee cup needs to be washed right there. Then I will do it for you guys. But it's about time for all of us to get back to our routines. Don't forget to stretch, obviously. Hydrate, drink water like crazy. It's going to keep you sane. Try not to sit down and get, a numb ass all the time. And Stephanie, thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you find the educational resources you need. And we'll get back to our routine as soon as possible. I'm sure we will. I'm not afraid so much as I'm just very cautious, and I'm paying attention, and I'm everly optimistic. So you guys, thank you for watching very much. It's time for some solid food, I think, and a second cup of coffee here from me. I love all of you, and we will see all of you very, very soon.